I remember a year ago when it hit the weekends, I would wake up at like 10 a.m. I would first thing in the morning grab my phone, scroll, pick an app. Let's say, oh, YouTube. Let's see if any of my favorite YouTubers posted. Oh, I'm done with YouTube. Let's go to TikTok. Done with TikTok. Let's go to Instagram. See if my friends said anything. Oh, done with Instagram. Let's go back to YouTube. Maybe there's something I didn't see yet. And then eventually this cycle keeps going on, right? And eventually I go to YouTube Shorts. I keep scrolling the shorts and I see a David Goggins video. And instantly that triggers me, okay, it's time to get out of bed. An hour has passed. I've wasted so much time. And the only thing that got me out of bed was my phone, a video I saw on my phone. That's terrible. I got motivation from the wrong thing, okay? So I'm gonna tell you how you can wake up motivated immediately, okay? For the rest of your life. This will happen if you do what I'll tell you. You will be motivated every single day for the rest of your life, okay? So basically, there's this thing called dopamine, right? And I'm sure you've heard of it before. And I'll explain it to you just for the kids who are not so familiar with it. Where is my pen? I have a marker somewhere. It's a terrible time to lose a marker. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I found it. But basically, I'm going to draw it out for you. Dopamine is a chemical that it's related to our drive to reproduce, our drive for seeking out things. Dopamine is directly related to your motivation and how happy you get after doing things, okay? It's also associated with hunger. But for what I'm talking about, we're going to think about motivation and drive, okay? So we all have this. This is our baseline dopamine level, okay? That's our baseline dopamine level. So this is where your dopamine levels are, like, for most of the time, okay? Like right now, you're probably at the spike of your dopamine because you're watching this video right now. Actually, that's not true. We'll get into that, okay? But this is where you are most of the day, throughout the day. Now this, I'm going to draw something else. Let me erase this. Now, let's say you're about to eat some junk food, okay? When you get the thought of the junk food, dopamine level instantly spikes. You get the dopamine when you get the thought of the food. See, look at this. It makes sense, okay? Think of a food right now. Think of your favorite food that you would want to eat right now. And now you could think of the taste, the saliva. You probably have it in your taste buds right now. And you got that craving right now. I'm sorry I did that to you, but I just want to make you understand how this dopamine thing works, okay? So after you get the thought, the craving, and you indulge, when you indulge is when you get to the top. The top of the graph is when you indulge. So right here, that's the indulge. When you do this, you think you get more dopamine after eating food, right? You think that after the first bite of the burger, you get more dopamine. But the thing is, it actually flatlines right here until you finish all the food, let's say. And then as soon as you finish that burger, as soon as you finish those fries, your dopamine goes back to baseline. And then it goes even further down. It goes below baseline. And then a couple hours later, it slowly rises back. But it settles below the original baseline. So see, look, this is the original and this is the new one because you indulged in some junk food. And that sudden spike in dopamine caused that, okay? And so let me tell you, spikes in dopamine necessarily aren't bad, okay? Spikes in dopamine are just results of what different things you do. So for example, nicotine, people who smoke, they get a 2.5 times boost over their dopamine level. So like, let's say this is their baseline. It goes 250% up, and then in minutes it goes down. Minutes. The same thing for chocolate. It has a 250% increase in dopamine. It goes, you eat the chocolate, and then you eat it, You get the craving and then you eat it, and then this is when you eat it. And then seconds later, it goes down, all the way down. It crashes. This is called a dopamine crash after you eat the food, okay? Now, what's so bad about this is the rate at which this dopamine cycle crashes, okay? This would, obviously chocolate's unhealthy, nicotine's unhealthy, but for your brain as well, the dopamine, it creates an addiction cycle. And because you are below, because you end up below your baseline dopamine, you get this false sense that I need to do this more to raise my dopamine to the base level again. So, for example, smokers, they commonly make the mistake of thinking that smoking more will get them to their baseline dopamine. But in reality, it's actually going to further drop them below their baseline. Okay, so let me put it for you like this. Okay, let me explain it to you. So this is the first time you smoke. This is the first time you smoke. It goes all the way up and then down, okay? Now you're down here. After you smoke, this is like a couple minutes, couple hours after you smoke. Then you need to smoke again because you want to get back over here. You want to get back up to that baseline. So then you smoke even more. And then you get about to the same place as you were last time you smoked. But this time when you crash harder. You go all the way down here. And then, it repeats itself, It keeps doing that. That's how addictions are made. That's the science of addiction. Okay? By the way, everything I'm saying is science-backed. I've done the research for you, so just trust me. I'm not going to link any of the studies below because I want you to trust me, and that would just be a waste of my time, honestly. So, now, the main thing that I do the knowledge that you can get out of this is that I'll give you a tool that will increase your baseline dopamine the same way nicotine does, the same way chocolate does. That it'll increase your dopamine levels by 250%, and it'll bring it back to normal. That tool is called cold exposure. Cold exposure essentially is just getting in cold water. Basically, it's like just get in the shower. Turn it all the way, don't even think about it. Just turn it all the way to the right or to whichever way it goes cold, and then get in the shower. But the thing is, you have to make it instant. You can't just get in, turn it hot, and then go cold. Get in and make it immediately cold. That's how you get the dopamine reward from that. And additionally, cold showers are good for your hair, your health, and, they'll toughen you up mentally too. That's what I wanted to tell you, okay? If you take a cold shower every day for the rest of your life, this is what your dopamine baseline will look like, okay? So you start here, you go all the way here. But the thing is, when we go up this time with cold showers, because it's not harmful, it's not like the other ways you get dopamine. This rise in dopamine happens over an hour of the course of 4 to 5 hours, 4 to 6 hours. Not minutes like nicotine, not seconds like chocolate. This will take place over a couple of hours, and you will steadily increase your dopamine levels. So what does that mean for you? You will feel good for you will feel better throughout the day for the next 4 hours, the next 4 to 5 hours, because you took this cold shower in the morning. That means you'll be more motivated to do your work at school or whatever it is, workout. You'll have a better workout. You have better information in your head. You'll be able to better store information and better cognitive function because you're going to feel the effects of the dopamine throughout the day, not just after you eat the chocolate, okay? This will cause for the release of epinephrine. Epinephrine is a chemical that is responsible for your alertness and your presence. And since cold showers release a lot of epinephrine, but slowly, as compared to chocolate and nicotine, it's very good for you, okay? So now it's time to act. Now it's time for you to act, okay? You're not gonna leave this video until you take a cold shower, okay? What I want you to do right now is go to your bathroom right now, okay? And now You see the knob? Turn it all the way to cold, okay? Or if you know you're not gonna do that, there's a wall that's stopping you from getting in the shower. Okay, turn it to lukewarm and then cold. That's better than nothing for now. But right now, your main mission before this video ends, right as this video is playing, is turn on the shower and get in the shower and feel the effects of the dopamine. And I'll give you some tips that'll get you through this first cold shower, okay? So there are 3 methods that people use to mainly get over the cold shower, you know, like, cause it's really cold, okay? There's gonna be a lot of adrenaline at first. You can't get around like the expectation of it. So the first method is to distract yourself. Just think of something else. Say the ABCs, but that's not what I do. It'll work, but that's not what I do. The second method is to just like tense up, like start flexing your muscles and just lean into the cold slowly. Not slowly, just like take it all in. As soon as you go in, just go in quickly, immediately, and flex up. Flex up your muscles, because when you flex, you give yourself heat, so that'll kind of like soften the blow in a way. But there's another method too. I don't know. Which one's that? The last method is to, I don't know. If you have your own method, go ahead and do it. Your method doesn't matter for the sake of getting the reward of the dopamine, but for sake of mental toughness, I just say lean in as hard as you can into the cold, because that's the hardest one, honestly. So now, pause the video, take the shower right now, and then come back and comment how you feel, because I'm interested. Quite frankly, I like hearing what you guys feel. I like hearing how I change your guys' lives. All right. So for the rest of your life, just do this every day. All right. My name's Faris Faisal. Think big. If you haven't taken the shower yet, the past, how long is this? 11 minutes, like 15 minutes have been a waste of your life. And the whole point of this video is to get you to take a cold shower and keep doing it for the rest of your life. Okay. So if you haven't taken it, go take it right now. Come on, go. All right. Subscribe. And, you know, I'd appreciate it if you could share my work with anyone and, you know, your friends, anyone who you think would need it. That I would really appreciate that. Like, if I heard you say this in a conversation with someone, go watch Faris's video on cold showers. That would make me really happy. But yeah, comment down below how you felt after you take the shower, and that'll help my algorithm too. So yeah, think big. See you next time.